Yo, how's it going? This is another episode of The Messenger. Mainly a podcast just about spewing information to help the next man, the next woman get ahead in life. I myself really don't believe in putting a price on information. I believe in giving it back the same way I got it. If I got it for free, I'm going to give it to you for free. Shit, if I got it for $20, I still may give it to you for free. I feel better, and I feel like the world's a better place when you do things at a genuine standpoint. Not helping somebody hoping that you get something out of it, expecting something good to come back to you. As they say, quote unquote, good karma. I just believe in the help. Because it was at times that where I needed help that I didn't have the help, and I didn't know the right questions to ask, let alone even if I didn't ask the right question, if I knew that the answer that I was getting was actually the answer I was looking for. So hopefully these videos, these messages actually reach out and grab the right person who needs it. Maybe you don't need it. Maybe you could reference it to a friend, a family member, an associate, co-worker that who may need it, because you never know what somebody could be going through. But today I want to talk about these bonding contracts that we get in, especially at young ages. And when I'm saying these bonding contracts, I'm meaning these car dealerships, car payments. Yes, I'm gonna talk about that today, because a lot of folks don't know. A lot of folks we live in a era of fashion. What's hot right now, and what's hot right now could cause a big dip in the pockets. So I'm here to basically help that next young person who goes to that car dealership looking for a car that they really want and possibly really don't need. They're just probably trying to keep up with the times. And I'm speaking on this from an experience. I'm gonna show y'all this. I don't know if y'all can see it, but this was crazy. Basically, at one point in time in my life, I had got a car. Roughly for like $14,000, and then once you tag along the one with all the extra packages, powertrain warranty, gap insurance, all the other type of stuff, the car end up being $20,000, which is still not bad. But the interest that I paid was ridiculous. And all in total, it was $34,000 for a car that's not worth $25,000. Like I said, the car was $14,000, and I ended up paying $34,000. So that's two cars. The interest rate was 20%. At that point in time, I didn't know what that was. All I know, price of the car, payment. Cool. If I can afford the payment, I can afford the car. Which is quote unquote right, but not in a sense. I was robbed with no gun, basically. I was robbed. And I'm telling y'all this because I don't want the next person to go through it. When it comes to these types of situations, especially car dealerships, the first thing I always tell people is build a relationship with your bank. But when I'm saying that, even though I know we're in a pandemic at this point in time, so a lot of these places is not letting you see face to face, but I think banks are open up. So whoever you bank with, go in there, shake hands with the bank manager, see them often. Because you build that relationship with them, they do their best to help you out and keep you with the bank and keep you satisfied. So me personally, I'm with Navy Fed, so I had that account for, I want to say, like since 2016, and I actually wasn't really using it until late 2018, early 2019. And that's when I started actually going to the bank, speaking with bank managers, talking to them and asking them the questions when it comes to like refinancing, what sorts of, when it comes to these interest rates and how they actually these interest rates come about. So when I got that car, I think I was roughly in the bind. Credit was bad, and I just had to get a car because when it came to work. So I went and did something stupid and got a car from this dealership and just rolled off the next day with the car. And it was just like, I felt good at the moment because I had a car. But when I started, like later on down the years, and I started looking at the paperwork, it was like, yo, like I should have never did this. And I paid for it, that was roughly my mistake. And I'm not mad at nobody else for that, but I learned. And I'm like, since I learned this situation, I should be able to tell somebody about this. Please, anytime you thinking about a car, I tell folks, look, now, like, a lot of people don't know there are actually public auctions. You can actually go to a public auction. Some of these auctions be having repossessed vehicles that the banks are trying to sell. They're just trying to get a little bit of the money back, and they can be fairly brand new cars. Go to a public auction. Get the car that's going to get you to where you need to be. I mean, you don't got to get an old beat up one. You don't have to have the newest one. But get a car. Go to an auction. You can pay for it cash. You won't have no car payment, and you'll be able to get to where you need the necessities. Work, school, church, grocery stores, wherever you need to go. For a decent amount. Like I tell people, you probably can go to the car auction probably between $4,000 and $6,000. You can come out with a nice car, in my opinion. From my experience, and that saves you a shitload of money. Like you don't have to have a monthly car payment. And what people really don't know, car insurance is lower once you have the title to the car when the car's paid off. So they ain't got to worry about paying the loan lease off, just in case anything happens to the car, like a car crash and your car's totaled out. They just be paying directly to you, not to the loan. You don't only really have to worry about the maintenance and car wash, oil changes, transmission flushes, that sort. Think about having to worry about an oil change, transmission flush, brake pads, new tires, and a car payment, all at the same time. That stacks up. So you trying your best to really lose as less as possible. And I tell people that when I say that, it's like when you buy a car, it's automatically going to depreciate. You're going to lose money. The goal is to lose as less money as possible. So as I'm saying that, I'm saying, hey, look, you can go get you this car, pay cash for it. Can get you here to stack up your money for like a year and a half, or whatever, however fast you want to, so you can build a down payment for that car that you actually want. Now, I'm saying this to say, now you can trade your car in once that car comes about, or you can just put the down payment down for the new car that you want, keep the car that you had that's paid for cash. And so now, once you get that new car, you pull it out when you want to. I'll say when you go to the club, going out partying with your friends, just want to go on a date to a mall or something so forth. You have that car that you go out and about in, and then you have that one car that's just strictly for work, or like I say, necessity purposes. Because I'm gonna break it down when it comes to the numbers. The average person, well, I don't know now that when it comes to the pandemic, but the average person was driving, I want to say between 8,000 and 12,000 miles a year, you know. Now let's multiply this by 5. I say 5 because that's the average term of a lease, of a loan on a car, 60 months. So we times that 8,000 or 12,000 miles by them 5 years. So that's either 40,000 miles within the 5 years or 60,000 miles within the 5 years. That's if you roughly driving that car every day, you know. So now think about the depreciation value between 40 and 60,000 miles on a car. So you get, now that's if you get a car brand new, no miles. So if you got a car with 30,000 miles on it, and at the end of that, you probably got a car for 30,000 miles on it with the car that you actually really wanted. Let's say it was 27 with them 26 to $27,000 with those 30,000 miles on it. Depends on what car you actually want. You know, some people like to go to those high-end brands. And now at the end of that that 60-month term, that from 30 you got now, like I said, either 70,000 because I said 40,000 miles, or you got 90,000 because, like I said, or 12,000 miles times those 5 years. It's going to be a big gap drop when it comes to the value of that car. So when you trade it in or whatnot, or try to sell it, no matter how the car may look to you or how it still may run, it's just not worth what you think it is at that point. To basically defer from that, that's why I say keep the car that you got cash, because now, like I said, you're always going to lose money when it comes to a car, always, no matter what. But now you can basically limit the amount that you've lost. So now, let's say if you had them 2 cars and you only drove that car once in a while, let's say you only put between 3,000 to 5,000 miles on it a year. So 3,000 miles times in 5 years, 15,000 miles. Or 5,000 miles times in 5 years, 25,000 miles. So it goes between from that 30,000 miles originally bought on that car to 45,000 miles, or then 30,000 miles to 55,000 miles. Your price drop is not that much because you limit the amount of miles you put on the car. Once you limit the amount of miles put on that car, the value of that car doesn't drop so drastically. So now that car is probably, like I said, you got it at 27, and you only put 25,000 miles on it. It's probably worth 22, 23, or probably 21, 20 at the least. So now you look at it as $27,000 that I paid, depending on your interest rate too. If you get a loan, if you get your loan through the bank, it's definitely 97% of the time a better interest rate than a dealership, far as what I've seen. But if you bought the car at 27, and now when you trade it in, you getting 20 back, you only lost $7,000 within 5 years, which I think is still not a win, but it's less of a loss. So that's way better. That's how I see it. And I know some people are like, well, what about the maintenance on 2 cars? You won't really have to do as much maintenance on the second car because you're not driving it as much. But like I said, if you're only putting 3,000 to 5,000 miles on it a year, it's probably 1 or 2 oil changes, depending on how if you get it every 3,000 miles or every 5,000 miles. You got like I said, between 1 and 5 oil changes in 5 years. So think about that. I know me, with how I drive, especially now for work right now. I drive literally a lot for work, so I'm probably doing roughly at the least 5 oil changes a year, just because that's how much I drive. But my car is paid off. Like I said, I got mine from the auction, so I'm cool. You know, in my car, my job pays for my car, so I'm not really tripping on that. But like I said, you know, you try to do your best to limit the amount of money that you're going to lose. Excuse me. So it helps you get closer to whatever situation that you're trying to get to. You know. So yeah, and I'm speaking this from experience. Like I showed you, I got a car for roughly $14,000. You know, once I put all the extra add-ons, powertrain warranty, GPS, gap insurance, all the extra. Actually, I got the paper right here. Pre-delivery service fee. I really don't know what that was because the car was already there. They didn't deliver shit. So I lost money on that. Motion GPS was around $700. Powertrain protection was $3,500 extra. Now when I look back at it, I don't know if I needed that. Yeah, so they got me out of $3,500 on that. Gap insurance was $1,000. Sales tax was $1,100. So yeah, man. It was like, yeah, the selling price for the car was $14,295, and then the subtotal was $21,246.39. So roughly $7,000 worth of extra shit. But always get gap insurance. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody tell you. Always get gap insurance. You never know when you may need it. You never know. Yeah, so my subtotal for a car was $21,000. But as I said, I don't know if you guys can see this a little better. Hold up. $35,000 was the total. I was robbed, you know, without the gun, you know. They took everything I had. Pants, shirt, undershirt, tank top, drawers, socks, everything. But I couldn't get mad at nobody because I did it to myself, you know. But I'm here to help you guys and show you guys that you guys don't have to go through it yourself, you know. So build that relationship with the bank. Apply for these cards through your bank, you know. And when you go into a dealership with a loan already processed with your bank, never tell them that you already got financing, you know. So when you get into the car test driving it or whatever, just ask for the out the door price, which is the OTD price. Get it in paper. Once they agree to a price in paper, and the price is what you wanted, not what they would give you. So if you find the car that you're looking for, and you, let's roughly say, hey, you only want to spend $28,000, and the dealership saying they only take $29,500, tell them, look, I'm doing 28 cash. And technically you do have cash because you already have a loan through the bank, and they will process it as a cashier's check, and you just go down with that cashier's check from the bank to the dealership, pay them, and you only owe your bank. You don't owe the dealership. So you ask for that out the door price, or the price that you want to pay. And if they don't agree to it, to another dealership you go. You never just be like, oh, I'm already here. No, go to another dealership. You know, don't let these guys sucker you into something that you didn't want to pay for. You know, like I said, you're already gonna lose money in when buying a car. Do not let somebody force you to lose more money. Hopefully, this message gets to someone who needs it. I know a lot of people out there want to buy cars, or looking for more and more cars, or looking for their dream car. But I'm here to let you know, you do not have to pay a ridiculous price for the car you want. The price is what you're willing to pay for, not what they're selling it for. So, yeah, take control of your pockets. You know, stay safe, stay positive, stay dangerous. Drink water, get money. Peace.